Oh, boys, are you ready for the literally not hottest steak in the universe currently? I hate AI. Yes, I said it. I hate AI. I bet you also hate AI. Pretty much literally everyone is tired of AI. I am currently actively searching for things that don't have AI slop in them. And I'm not talking about AI generated nonsense. I'm talking about AI assistants and whatnot. I hate them. I don't want to use them. But for some reason, my Windows currently literally is turning it on every time I turn the computer on for no reason. I have never used it, in fact. I hate it already, even though I haven't used it. And you think this is not a hot take, but this is actually the hottest steak in Silicon Valley. If you're any company CEO, you're probably thinking, he said he hates AI. Oh my god, that's not a hot take, that's blasphemy. And I mean, with all that the AI has given us, which is roughly nothing, well, it did give us Diddy versus Epstein, and that was pretty good. Honestly, completely worth it. That did sell me on AI a little bit. But in general, AI is garbage. Gamers hate it. Everyone hates it. Even normies hate AI.
I am not in danger, Skylar. I am the danger.
This Breaking Bad video is single-handedly worth 1.3 trillion in capex, a 14-time increase in DRAM price, and 3-time hike on electricity bills.
Based.
Oh my god. The last couple of months, especially in the video game industry, it's just been remarkable how the conversations have totally changed. Like a couple of months ago on this channel, we were talking about the leaks associated with the PlayStation 6 and how Sony was hoping to start the next generation sooner rather than later. And there was even some indication that they're getting their factories ready.
No one likes the current generation. I can't even say the old generation. Do you think anyone's gonna like the new generation? Hey, pay $2,000 for our Xbox or PlayStation. Is it better than a PC? No, but it's at the same price level now.
To start launching the PlayStation 6 maybe come late 2026 or 2027. And obviously people have mixed feelings about that, especially because of how this generation is played out and how a lot of gaming developers
Look at that advanced ray tracing. What is ray tracing? I have no fucking clue.
companies just really haven't they haven't pushed this current generation hardware, the PlayStation 5 Xbox series, to its maximum potential. That's a different conversation, but still it definitely felt like we were going to be getting the next PlayStation sooner rather than later. But something changed, and a lot of that is the AI race, and really a lot of these companies like OpenAI going into overdrive, Microsoft as well, and so many other competitors going into overdrive, buying up all of these chips, and it's happening at the expense of
Overdrive for what exactly? Achieving nothing? The grand sum of AI is if it succeeds, our lives are ruined. If it doesn't succeed, well, our lives are still ruined. Like this is the most open and shut case of the race to zero I have ever seen in my life. And I think it's so blatant. You don't need to understand what AI is. You don't need an education in this. You just need to be a normal, above room temperature IQ human, which is not a lot to ask most of the time nowadays. And you kind of just understand that AI is a complete scam. As if creation was more real than whatever the hell AI is trying to sell us.
well, the video game industry. And the impact is thrown on us, in which it just means that a lot of these consoles, a lot of this hardware is just becoming more and more unaffordable, and it's also pushing these plans much further into the future. Like, some of the indication is that we might not be getting this next generation for a couple more years, when it seemed like it may have just been months away until we actually heard something about, official, and maybe a reveal of the PlayStation 6 with the next Xbox. Doesn't seem like we're headed that way, and that has to do especially because of what's happening with the AI race. We have articles like this just for months now. We are not ready for how much worse video game prices will spiral out of control thanks to AI. And this has been the conversation, not necessarily just of Sony or Microsoft, but also Nintendo and Valve, who have talked.
I mean, listen, I hate AI, but I do love Brie Larson, so selling me an idea that I should hate AI, but I already hate AI, but you're showing me a beautiful, majestic picture of Brie Larson that can definitely get pregnant. I mean, She doesn't know I'm her husband, but I mean, it's a work in progress, you know. She doesn't even know who I am, but you know, it's a work in progress.
Talked about the nervousness they have with setting prices because of how things just keep on getting worse in terms of the AI race, and how a lot of these chips and a lot of these data sets and everything just continue to be bought up by these companies that are selling investors and the world on something that isn't guaranteed. And it does feel like a bubble, which is the AI race. Of course, I'm not necessarily totally down on the technology. I do think there is a future for it, but some of the things that have been said about
I mean, there's a future for literally anything nowadays. I mean, Dr. Disrespect still has a career at the end of the day.
AI and how it's going to change everybody's daily lives in the coming years.
Yeah, this guy doesn't even look like he's human, okay? If someone told me this is an AI created video, yeah, I would actually kind of believe it, because there is no way you actually get a human that's this uncomfortable with existence.
Change everybody's daily lives in the coming years. Just extremely skeptical on that. And it does feel like the investing world is now catching up with that and saying, like, right now the profitability of that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. But yes, PlayStation, look, the PlayStation 6 release date is likely to be delayed longer than forecast suggests, analyst says, which is just crazy because it seems like maybe 2027 was the logical release date that this was going to be coming about. Then it moved to around 2028, 2020.
I want to see the release of the next console generation as fast as possible, because it's gonna be a shit show. It's gonna be destruction, okay? Forget actually the price hikes. You need to understand one thing. These consoles would be dead on arrival. Only some people who play college football, which are probably 95% all closet gays, would buy the new system to play their new shitty college football there. That's it. That's literally it. Okay? Even without the price increases, the next generation of consoles is already dead in the water, because this generations of consoles was not adopted properly by the public because no one wanted it.
Maybe this means 2030 Sony will look to extend the PS5 lifecycle for longer, it's claimed. And that has everything to do with the lack of inventory.
Also, by the way, what the console thing gets even more muddy, stupid, and dumb when you consider this. The current consoles were not bought properly. Okay, that's fine, but we can ignore that, right? Well, the problem is, why the hell would people buy a new console now, considering these companies are actually threatening to stop support for games and not release new games on the old console? So people are gonna look at this and be like, well, I got money to spend, but I could buy this console, but yeah, in 2 years there's gonna be a new console, and all my games are not gonna work any longer because they instantaneously stop support for that console. So I'm losing a lot of money here.
Of the chips that are necessary to fuel this next generation. And then Valve, this is the big news this week, and it's the fact that the Steam machine, which we're all waiting, where's the big news about it? You know, when are people going to be able to buy it? Well, the AI-fueled PC gaming shortage just delayed Valve's Steam machine. The console-like gaming PCs won't be coming in early 2026 as originally planned. And look, a massive experience that was supposed to come alongside that had been rumored for months is Half-Life 3, still nowhere to be found, and I have to believe that has everything to do with Valve having to push.
Yeah, if they sell Half-Life 3 on this bad boy, people are gonna buy it.
Their plans further out because of the fact that they just don't know if they're going to be able to launch this at an affordable price. And I'm sure that they don't want to bring this to market at $1,000 plus price tag. It's just something that doesn't make sense. And this is what a lot of these console makers are running into right now, or really anybody who's working in this PC sphere. And that's why we've been seeing many companies just dropping like flies out of this space as they unfortunately are prioritizing companies like OpenAI and their massive wishes and vision for the future. And yeah, AI memory is sold out, causing unprecedented surge in prices. And it's just, I just recently built a PC and it is mind-boggling seeing the prices for just 32 gigabytes of RAM going from just 100 or two, now it's like $800 to $1,000. It's just insane, and it is getting worse and
I got my PC right before the price increase, and I spent 2.6-ish K on this bad boy. And if I built it now, well, if my friend built it again for me now, it would probably be roughly 3.5-ish K. If not more. That is insane. That is absolutely insane.
Worse by the day, and all indication is that this is not going to be changing anytime soon. And yes, look, if you're just a PC gamer, not necessarily interested in the console space, look, the NVIDIA RTX 5090 could cost $5,000 soon as GPU prices are rumored to skyrocket. The impact of AI may make PC gaming unaffordable. And it's not just that part of the equation, it's just all the gadgets, everything.
Well, these companies love the term unaffordable because they can make it. As long as they can sell it for the best profit margins, they're happy. Who cares about unaffordable? Listen, no business cares about feeding the poor if feeding the poor doesn't get them money. Okay, it's all about that green at the end of the day. It's all about that cabbage. It's all about that. It's all about that glitter. Okay, it's all about just moolah, and that's the truth. No one cares who's buying your product as long as the best profit margins are kept.
Is increasing in price, and we're being sold on a future which is, well, just get prepared for this, get prepared for the cloud and all of that. These tech companies don't care about the impact that they're having on the world, because this is a gold rush, that there's many competitors coming to play. OpenAI is...
Again, please, can someone explain to me what exactly is the gold, the light at the end of the tunnel at this point? Because I don't know. I ask this every time, and everyone in the comment section ignores me because no one knows the answer. How is AI supposed to create this marvelous utopia of whatever the fuck? No one can give an answer.
Right now, leading the charge, Sam Altman has made various, bold promises about the future. It's just a lot of stuff. It feels like a snake oil salesman. That's the best way I feel about this. I'm not necessarily...
Well, of course. Sam Altman was literally the guy who said, oh, all of this is gonna be free. I'm not making a penny. Bam! Ferrari, luxury cars, yachts, and houses, boy. Free fucking my ass. Oh, this is a passion project to get as many Lamborghinis as possible, boy. Never make that mistake.
Really too down on this technology, but I don't think it's going to get to the point in the next couple of years in which everybody's just has to be subscribed to this like they are currently with Amazon or Spotify. And it's other daily impacts like this which just pisses off so many people, and why there's so much negativity towards companies like OpenAI and this AI push, in which, everybody's electric bills are going up because of this. There's a lack of regulation with any of this also. There's just so much concern in the air, and these companies just kind of scoff at that. And then there's also just lots of question marks about a business model of OpenAI. They love to flaunt the fact that they have hundreds, millions of people using this, but there's also a very distinct fact that's missing from this conversation of barely anybody's actually spending any money to be subscribed to this. You're using these free tools, and there are other competitors coming to the table offering their free tools as well. Just the monetization aspect of this doesn't get talked about enough.
At some point, all these free tools, if this takes off, by the way, are gonna have a price on it. The Google shit, or was it Google? Who had like, okay, this can make that stupid 1 minute long game, and it's only $300 a year, a subscription fee. Yeah, no.
And even OpenAI's internal documents right now are predicting $14 billion losses in 2026. That's just insane.
This is not insane, okay? The funny part about OpenAI is the fact that people are looking at it and they're like, OpenAI is losing. They have never made money. OpenAI, since its inception, has never made a single fucking dime. So OpenAI losing 14 billion is not actually anything unexpected or even bad considering how much money they actually spend. So the fact that they're just gonna lose 14 billion a year, technically from a financial perspective, not even the biggest deal considering they are selling the future to the world. No one knows again what this future actually is or looks like, but they're selling the future. And that's exciting. Get excited. Get excited. Buy product. Don't ask questions. And get excited for next product. It's very simple. What do you not understand here? Are you stupid or something?
And then it's this bold vision of theirs claiming that they're going to be making Nvidia style money by 2029, in which they hope that everybody's going to be spending and subscribe to it. Like right now they project 220 million paying ChatGPT users by 2030. That's just absurd.
Okay, so 220 million paying users at That was close. So 220 million users paying ChatGPT, let's say $10 pure not pure profit necessarily, but close to it. That would be 2.2 billion a year. Then that's money flow, not actual profit, keep in mind. But it would be close to profit. Well, it would be less. But anyway, like, okay, let's say pure profit wise, that absolute GigaChad's not making like a 1.3 billion a year. That's fucking peanuts and nothing. Like, who gives a shit? That is so literally nothing. That again, that's not even actually their expenditure. This number may seem big until you actually think about what it means, and then it's suddenly becomes the smallest thing in the universe. Okay, your dad's penis is larger.
Especially
Hectones is larger, holy, and he got admitted in court to having a micro.
with, you look at Google and the advancements that they've made with Gemini, and I just have extreme skepticism with this, and it just feels like right now there's a very real possibility that OpenAI goes under rather than them setting the future of this technology. And of course, I am one of many individuals coming to that conclusion, including financial experts, which believe that OpenAI is on the verge of running out of money. This is specifically remarks that came in a recent essay on the New York Times from Sebastian Malaby, senior fellow at the nonpartisan think tank Council on Foreign...
Nonpartisan think tank? Then who the fuck is paying them money? Okay, there's no such thing as a nonpartisan think tank, because no one's going to give a nonpartisan organization, aka an organization that does not take sides, money and grants. That's not happening, okay? Nonpartisan think tank my ass.
Relations, predicting that the Sam Altman-led company could run out of money over the next 18 months. He argued that OpenAI's competitors, industry stalwarts like Google, Microsoft, and Meta, could use the money they earn from their legacy businesses to pour hundreds of billions into developing and scaling their AI models, while OpenAI doesn't have that luxury.
Well, OpenAI existed from nothing and became massive. And too many people are invested in OpenAI. Even if OpenAI does fall through with their recent deal with Nvidia or whatever the fuck, it doesn't really matter too much because OpenAI has operated like this forever. There's always fear-mongering around the idea that, like, AI is gonna crash. And I personally believe it's gonna crash. But I'm not gonna lie, I have no idea when it's gonna crash. I know that this is not going to be it, okay? If someone predicting that OpenAI is going to run out of money in the next year and a half actually worked to even move the needle on the markets a little bit, then everything already would have long ago collapsed. So I personally think it's going to collapse, but when? Boys, you know me. I love finance. I was in finance. I'm really good at finance. But I'm not gonna give you an answer that I don't know of. And this is one of those things. I have no idea when it's collapsing. I personally think it will collapse, but not now. Not this year, probably not next year. Unless something really drastic happens, I guess. But still, none of this is even close to collapsing because this is how these things have operated for years. For years. And nothing has ever happened to them. So why would it suddenly start to happen, okay? Well, maybe Altman's on the Epstein list, who honestly knows? Oh wait, no one ever gets punished on that thing. Guess we'll never know. In any case, everyone hates AI. AI is getting worse. Nvidia is getting more expensive. It has abandoned gamers. OpenAI is garbage. Everyone knows that. And, I mean, that's just the world we live in. 10 out of 10. That was Legacy Kill HD. Bye.